All right, today what I'm talking about is some tips for beginners when you first start going to the gym. As I mentioned in a few previous videos, this is my first week going to a normal gym again and not working out in my basement. So I'm seeing kind of that New Year's resolutionary rush starting to die out, and I'm seeing some funny things, to say the least. But here are some tips that you can use to keep yourself from getting hurt when you're in the gym, and ways to keep yourself motivated and wanting to come back. So my first tip would be for you to, if you don't know what you're doing, like if you're a true beginner, don't be afraid to try it. So like, you know the old saying, if it's worth doing, it's worth doing right. Well, if it's worth doing wrong too. Now, if you're gonna have bad form, you know, you're gonna make mistakes starting out. It's gonna happen. But what I recommend is trying it still. Go lower weight, go work your way up. Start with just a bar or even no bar, and just start off small, building the movement, whether it's squat, bench press, deadlift, and so on. Once you are comfortable with the lift, which I would say when you can move efficiently with the bar and it looks right, filming yourself is a great way to check your form, having a buddy, so on. If it looks right, start going up in resistance until you can do only 5 reps of that weight. Then from there you should be able to use those numbers to design an effective workout plan. And as you progress, I would recommend increasing the weight by 5% when you can do 12 reps of said weight. So if you can do 12 reps of, let's say, 100 pounds for squat, then you would increase by 5%, which would be 5 pounds, and then work on 105 pounds until you can do 10 to 12 reps again, and increase, and so on, and keep on increasing as you go. Another tip would be, if you're a true beginner, is using the selectorized equipment. You'll see them pretty much at every gym. We just kind of forced movement pass for chest press, shoulder press, leg curls, leg extensions, and so on. So that's a good way to get a fundamental muscle base. It's not the best way to work the muscles, but it is a really good way to stay safe and not get hurt and be supported in the movements. It's going to pretty much put you into a movement path where you can't really hurt yourself unless you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing. One big one is have a spotter, especially in bench press and overhead press. It's kind of funny that like guys love chest day so much when that's like the only movement that could actually like kill us at the gym. But I would always recommend having someone go with you to the gym, or asking one of your workout neighbors if they'd be willing to spot you. 99.9% of the time, the person that's working out beside you would be more than happy to spot you, and he or she might ask for a spot from you, and then you guys will become best friends, and next thing you know, you'll be hanging out eating salads because you wouldn't eat pizza because you're healthy, and having a good time. Checking my phone for the next tip. One tip that I don't think is a real serious issue is to avoiding overtraining. It is a serious issue, but I think it's really, really hard to get to that overtraining point. But it is possible. And what I would say when I say that it's hard to get to the overtraining point, what I mean is if your diet is not keeping up with your training, is the problem, essentially. So what you need to be doing is eating the right amounts for how much you're working out. If you need help on figuring out what that is, go to my BMR cutting and gaining video series, which should be in the description when I do that, because I know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. But to avoid overtraining, what I recommend is making sure you're hydrated, making sure you're nourished, you're getting the right amount of nutrients, the right amount of calories based on your macros, body type, and so on. And with overtraining, now there's some people that call the pump when you feel the pain in your muscles and you push through. Now there's a difference between that pain and actual real muscle strain pain. You gotta learn the difference. It's a different feel for everybody, but you have to know when your body's telling you that it's time to stop and listen, especially when you're starting out. So those are some basic tips for when you're getting started out in the gym to keep you safe and keep you returning for your next workout. Peace.